Ever wonder how different the world of espionage might look? Um, Behind every iconic James Bond, uh, there's a fascinating story of actors who came incredibly close to wielding the Walther PPK, only to see the opportunity slip away. It's a world of near misses, studio interventions, and actors making tough choices. The search for 007 has always been a complex game, with producers envisioning different interpretations of Fleming's legendary spy, from Hollywood giants to rising stars. Many have been considered, tested, and ultimately passed over. And I just suggest that I could promise, like, I do think it is a very complex and provided upon. Uh, the story begins in the 1960s, a time when Bond was still finding its footing. Ian Fleming initially championed Richard Burton for the role, envisioning a cinematic adaptation, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Uh, However, the dream never materialized. Terry Grant was also considered for the inaugural Bond film, Dr. No, but reportedly resisted a multi-picture deal, as the franchise gained momentum. The search intensified from by 1967 with Sean Connery at the helm. Terrence Stamp was courted as a potential replacement, though a follow-up never came. The 1970s brought further intrigue after George Lazenby's single outing. Adam West, known for his role as Batman, was approached, but felt Bond should be authentically English. Burt Reynolds famously declined, believing an American couldn't embody the character. Michael Gambon also met with producers, though the opportunity didn't progress. Interestingly, Clint Eastwood was approached after Connery briefly departed, but felt it wasn't right to step into Sean's shoes. Uh, John Gavin even signed a contract to play Bond, uh, impressing producers with his action skills. However, a last-minute intervention by a studio executive brought Connery back, releasing Gavin from his commitment. Without a single scene filmed, the 1980s continued the pattern. James Brolin was hired as the next Bond, even beginning stunt training, only for Roger Moore to decide on one final film. Sam Neill auditions reluctantly, describing the experience as mortifying. Mel Gibson was also a contender, but ultimately turned down the role. The 1990s saw Liam Neeson heavily courted, but his wife-to-be, Natasha Richardson, vetoed the idea, fearing it would interfere with their relationship. Ralph Fiennes also met with producers, but ultimately found his niche as and the 2000s brought a new wave of contenders. Hugh Jackman was interested, but committed to the X-Men franchise. Several actors auditioned for Casino Royale, including Dominic West, Rupert Friend, and Sam Worthington, but Daniel Craig ultimately secured the role. Henry Cavill came incredibly close in 2005, delivering a tremendous audition, But he was deemed too young. He did, however, play a secret agent inspired by Fleming's work in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. It just goes to show sometimes even a super spy needs a little bit of luck. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,